Hey, welcome everybody. It's Facts at 5. I'm Michael Clark. It's Tuesday, May the 19th, and I am being socially distant at the LTV Media Center here in Wayne-Scott, New York, with my lovely co-host, Morgan Vaughan. Say hello, Morgan.
Hello, Morgan.
How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah,
how are you?
It's unbelievable. I'm just so happy to be here. It's great.
Tremendous.
It's tremendous.
It's a tremendous day.
All right, so what's going on? Suffolk County, we got some news coming out. Steve Ballone, Governor Cuomo, what's going on?
Well, everybody wants to know about when are we going to open? When is phase one going to happen? And so this is about the 7 metrics.
Yep.
And Steve, this is from Newsday. As Suffolk County nears the point of meeting the 7 criteria metrics set by Governor Cuomo for a region to begin phased reopening, County Executive Steve Ballone announced on Monday that the county's ocean beaches will open this weekend to residents only. So they're going to have a limited capacity,
okay,
and it's because of the number of facilities that they likely will not be opening at the same time. Memorial Day weekend, we will be reserving Suffolk County beaches at Smith Point and Shirley and Cupsog Beach and West Hampton Beach for residents only. And then,
but just to be clear, though, it's the municipalities make the determination whether or not the beach is open. So the governor gives us okay. Now the municipalities say
have to
yes.
decide within themselves.
Okay.
And we have that group of our Long Island supervisors who are talking amongst themselves, deciding what to do.
Right.
Then and I don't know if anybody out here knows about this, but apparently proof of residency comes in the form of the county's green key card.
I did not know that.
I didn't know what a green key card is, so I looked it up. Apparently, it gives you a discount if you are a resident and you want to use the beaches, parks, marinas, etc. You go on to SuffolkCountyNY.gov, look up green key card, and they're $30 each, and they're good for 3 years. So it's a pretty good bargain.
Okay.
We don't need them out here, I don't think. Okay. I'm a little bit confused about what's going on in our local beaches, but we have resident stickers anyway on our cars, generally.
Right. All right. How about hospitalizations and things? We got some numbers on that, right? A little bit.
As of Sunday, 505 people were hospitalized with COVID-19. It's been a decrease, and Southampton Town released its holiday weekend plan for the town's beaches.
Right.
It has settled on a phased reopening with just 3 beaches staffed this weekend. They are Sagmain Beach in Sagaponack, Long Beach in Noyak, and Ponquag Beach in Hampton Bays. So those will be beginning on Saturday. Each will operate with lifeguards and beach attendants on weekends only. Restrooms will be open at each beach, and concessions will offer takeout items only.
Okay. Now, this is a great thing. Metrics are a wonderful thing. And I just remember this from being in the corporate world, right? The good thing
The
about...
next story. You're talking about the next story.
Well, yeah. I mean, the good part about metrics is if you don't meet your metrics, change the metrics.
Well, yeah.
That's what they're doing. That's what we're doing, right? Okay, so what's going on? Long Island, it says, could reopen sooner under the changed metrics for counting hospital deaths. Okay, so Long Island is going to be closer to reopening now that the state has changed some of the metrics used in determining when to ease restrictions from the coronavirus lockdown. I find this actually kind of funny.
It is a little funny. Yesterday, when I did the numbers, we had about 2.5, I think it was, residents per 1,000, and it needed to be under 2. Today, we're at like 1.75.
Right. You don't make the number, you change the number.
The change affects how hospitalizations and death rates for each region of the state are viewed. As of Monday, the state is looking at those 2 metrics from May 15th.
Okay.
The date the original stay-at-home order expired instead of across the entire length of the pandemic's arrival in New York.
Okay, so why don't we just change it to today?
Why don't we just change it to 5 years ago?
Yes, okay.
It's practically nothing 5 years ago. But anyway,
excuse me for appearing somewhat cynical on that, but it is actually a thing. You know, they do play. You know, when you have numbers, they play around with numbers and juggle them around. And I'm not saying this isn't unique.
Well, and also yesterday we're still missing the contact tracers. We still need to get those. But I think this speaks to what we've talked about over and over on this show, was that
what do these numbers really mean?
And everybody's sort of right. We should open and we should shut down. So what do? We're just going to sort of, I don't know, we're going to figure it out together, and hopefully we won't hurt too many people in the process, and we'll be, and also, I mean, including economically, including everything, because this is obviously a big deal for everybody.
Yeah, and you know, like how you measure hospital deaths would seem pretty clear to me. Well, the person is no longer living.
But actually, I tried to figure this out weeks ago, and I actually talked to Chrissy Sampson about this, and we both looked into this, and we couldn't figure it out. Because I was like, okay, so what are you dividing by?
Right, exactly.
You know, like what's the numbers? There's 4 people died out of 1,000 people who were hospitalized. What is
divided by the number of beds you have per hospital?
They were like, oh, we don't know quite. The state is figuring that out.
Right.
So
yeah.
I sort of was like, all right. Anyway, so,
So where are we at today with new hospitalizations? Like numbers of that, right? Is it 1.74?
Today is 1.74.
Okay, that's the new hospitalizations, and the regions must experience fewer than 2 new hospitalizations per 100,000 residents, right?
Measured on a 3-day rolling average, right?
Yep, and those include both new admissions and prior admissions subsequently confirmed as positive COVID cases. So we're now, Suffolk County, right?
Yes.
Suffolk County is now at 1.74.
Right.
Okay.
We're at 1.74, and I wish I remembered what exactly we were yesterday, but it wasn't that.
No. And tomorrow we'll change it.
We'll
if
tomorrow,
we don't like this
but
number.
we won't be here, so we'll just let them do what they want.
That's right. That's right. What's going on at the colleges and universities?
Okay,
What's happening with those?
It sort of piggybacks on what we were talking about yesterday with how are things gonna look if the pandemic continues,
Right.
and we know a little bit about it. We know it has a 4 to 5 day incubation period. We know you need to have 14 days in quarantine. How maybe we'll work for 4 days, we'll be off anyway. But colleges and universities are stepping into the fray. The California State University system, which is huge, has plans to cancel nearly all in-person classes during the semester, so it'll be all online. Several other colleges have decided that what they'll do is they'll end in-person classes after Thanksgiving, which seems to me to be a really smart idea. So then you're not going home, infecting,
Right.
getting stuff from your parents, then coming back to school. And what might be confusing this year also is that it'll take time before people realize if they have COVID-19 or influenza.
Yeah.
And that might take a little bit, or a cold. So it's going to be a little bit crazy, but those colleges are trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I feel so bad for the kids that are graduating this year.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like, I think I'd be inclined to take, the gap year and wait it out and see what happens.
Right.
And, when things get back to normal, kind of go in. And I think some people are going that way. But let's get back to what you said before, right? California State, right? They said they're not opening, but that's the state-run schools, correct?
It's state-run schools,
So,
right.
but you still have private universities and things
Sure.
like that they could open up. They're not. Or do they have to follow the it's interesting.
No, I think that's a state university system.
Yeah.
It's its own system. So if you go to, I don't think Stanford is part of that, or some other school that isn't part of that, I don't know,
Right.
Pepperdine
Yeah,
or something, you don't have to follow that.
Okay.
Or they don't.
Right.
So it'll be up to the individual schools. There are some schools that, for instance, that are actually going to start later in October.
Right.
I mean, at this point, it's everybody's best guess. Who I feel bad for, as you're saying with the students, is the kids. For some of us, it wouldn't have mattered, a gap year. But for some kids, they're driven, and they know exactly what they want to be. And those kids, I guess, if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, you can do your undergraduate stuff online, your basic courses online, and that might be a good way to go.
Right.
But it really changes what's happening to everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely a new world. Now, one of my favorite days was just announced. It's coming up.
Grievance Day?
Grievance Day.
This isn't Festivus.
Oh, it's not Festivus. It's not the same thing. It's just not, you don't.
There's not the airing of the grievances.
Like if I'm not happy with you, I can't just go call up and just get.
That would be an awesome day, though. We should have that.
We should have a Grievance Day.
Just a grievance day. Pan grievance.
Right. So what happens on this day?
I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
Okay. Perhaps I will. So on grievance day, the Board of Assessment Review will hear complaints remotely by teleconference or video conference during the hours of 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on June the 16th and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So people wishing to address the Board of Assessment Review may do so and by calling in there or you can register online. But this is when you grieve your tax.
Oh, the tax grievance
tax
day.
situation.
All right, it's tax grievance day.
Right. It's really it's property taxes and things like that because they're due at that time. So you got to go on. But if you need more information on this, folks, seriously, it is important for people that
absolutely
want to be charged the right amount of money that they're supposed to be charged or that they believe they should be charged.
And that should be at ehamptonny.gov.
Yes, right. Yep. On the town website, you can go on there and sign up there for that event. So, and anything going on? What else? We got college graduation coming. High school graduation. Excuse me.
Well, I saw this on
covering.
Facebook and I thought this was a cute idea. Apparently, this has been other people across the country are doing this where people like, say, me, can adopt a senior. So if you adopt a senior, you can contact them, find out about them, and then you give them something. So it's just a nice way because they are not to give to them because they have been robbed of everything that we all loved about senior year. I mean, spring semester of senior year is a pretty cool semester.
Yeah.
And they have nothing. They have no prom. They have no graduation. They will have a graduation, but it'll be different from how traditional graduations have been. And so anyway, this is a nice way to give back. And what you can do is on Facebook, go to Facebook and search for Adopt a Bonacker Senior. It's Bonacker Senior, yes.
Okay.
Yep. And that's Bonacker.
Okay, well, that's nice.
I think it's a great idea.
It gives them something. People just, trying different things. And, the up in Sag Harbor at Pearson, pictures of the kids on the lawn and all kinds of different things. So, trying to make it. I was a stick in the mud when I was in high school.
Really?
I would have been happy to not go to the ceremonies and all that.
Oh.
But whatever. Yeah.
I feel bad. Anyway.
Yeah, no, totally.
You can do that. So the next 2 days, we're not going to be here.
We
are going to be here, but we won't be here.
Right. So there'll be no Facts at 5 tomorrow and on Thursday because we're getting our servers upgraded and all that fun stuff. And hopefully we'll be here on Friday.
We are fingers crossed.
But we have Peter Van Squack on Friday. We'll be interviewing him, see what's going on. They just had a very long town board work session today.
Yeah, record. Well, up there. 4.5 hours.
Yeah, they're still talking in the executive session. So, they're trying to get the beach situation worked out. So we'll talk to him about that on Friday. And once again, thank you to our sponsor, Sound Aircraft Services. And we appreciate their support. And please don't forget to follow us on social media and on YouTube. And check us out on our website, ltveh.org. And Morgan, I'll see you tomorrow morning for the...
See you tomorrow morning, but not anybody else.
No, right.
Other people in the staff. I don't want to start any rumors.
Okay. You're right. Well, have a good night, folks, and thanks for joining us.